a sign of profound growth and development into a wisdom, which in most common circumstances would be perceived as worthy of terminal animosity, is the moment you are feeling sorry for that person who has caused your life pain and suffering through their cruelty. You come to understand that they are suffering, as that is why they had caused you suffering. One comes to understand that the root actions of their cruelty is not rooted inside of them, but of someone else who have possibly was abused with cruelty themselves. It is the ripples of harsh times of the trauma of a cruelty which could be founded a long time ago, including centuries before the current moment and times of your experience. Every human being comes from something which has shaped their coming to know of what pain and disappointment feels as, and of what it means. One finds in this moment of truth towards an opportunity for enlightenment to be incredibly beautiful, as what is given comes from a place inside of which before would have never been thought to be possible in terms of being content with what transpired. To now understand that you were not with a consciously aware human being pertaining to the reality of fundamental morality, but simply being involved with someone who was never in fact authenticity involved with themselves. There are many people this day and time who will not face their pains directly, but will find methods or programs said to be designed of having the wherewithal of healing one's inner pains without having to face them unconditionally. All internal work for the sake of healing begins from within, never from an outside agency which contends to possess the sacred answers for your ordained healing. If one negates the practical venture of going into the inner self to offer themselves to experience and therefore the possibility to come upon inner realities which could cause a greater hurt for a clear understanding, which afterwards holds the primary healing, then they will find themselves being very cruel to others who they encounter because of not loving themselves enough to face the journey towards healing themselves. A destructive human being can become self-destructive, and in becoming self-destructive, they can only offer destruction to others whom are innocent of the crimes against humanity of which someone else has ushered them, their minds, their hearts at which is filtering the soul. But the greatest survivor is he or she who has suffered an immense cruelty, and remain with the will to love. You have survived what they have not. You did not allow yourself to become the abuser, because you were abused. The effects of every experience has a dual component imbued within it in terms of how we are able to perceive it. We can either learn of how to respond to matters intellectually or react physically and abusively in many forms of expression. In spite of the two of expression, one has to understand that those choices are of a conscious choice, and one has to be aware of the consequences of those principles of action. Growth and development into a human being with simplicity and not animosity is the moment one understands that whatever has transpired, you were made to endure it for the betterment of the world far beyond the boundaries of what affects you personally. In the midst of your evolution, your mind and soul wishes them well, even while knowing the karma they have willed into their lives because of their conscious actions despite what transpired about their lives. You're healed. Humility does not exist within animosity. We are created beyond our pains and sorrows. Stay human and simply win. Written by David Anthony Brayboy.